Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Worth Unlimited Agent Update and Sales Track Training Call for Monday. So glad to have you all on the call. You know, we are noticing a lot more individuals getting on the calls, so we really appreciate you all inviting individuals to these calls. And once again, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Worth Unlimited Agent Update and Sales Track Training Call for Monday. Thank you all so much for taking your time out of your busy Monday. I know tonight is a home game for the Capitals in Washington, D.C. and hockey, and I know for many of you in that area that are hockey fans, it's kind of a choice of being on the call or being on the watching the game, but I can tell you right now you're going to make money being on the call. We really appreciate everybody taking their Mondays and doing a stop in here to check and just kind of get information. One thing that I wanted to start the call off with this evening, we had put out an email that this evening we were scheduled to do compliance marketing. And I know that that's what many of you were looking for tonight on the call. However, in our agent back office, we just had a new item that was finished this weekend and tested out. And it has to do with the agent back office shopping cart. And John Mashenko and the owners in the IT division, and also speaking to some of the key leaders in the field, have decided that it's more important that we go over this new back office information for you this evening and push compliance out. Now, I do want to tell you this. If we get through the information and there's enough time to go through compliance without me just talking like a madman, then we'll go into compliance. But I have a feeling that this evening's call is going to be more about your agent back office and what's coming through the agent portal and things of that nature. So with that having been said, thank you all for joining us this evening. And September wholesale discount for the month of September. All new agents that sign up in September are eligible for a 10% wholesale discount within the first 20 days as an agent. You've seen a lot of different promos coming out. This is September's wholesale discount promo. September retail discount is a 10% retail discount, and the code would be retail10, and that's good for 48 hours. And that ends September 30th, 2019. And corporate will help you build your team. For all live corporate opportunity meetings requests in your area, email support at worthunlimited.com. You put the people in the room. We will come out and train on the opportunity, train on the product, and help you to fast start your business. This weekend coming up in Houston, Texas is the Houston, Texas Fast Start Training. That's September 20th and 21st. And that will have myself, Mr. Tom Keener. Steve Smith will not be appearing. Miss Heidi Keener, who all of you know, and I want to make sure I'm saying this, I got the flyer changed, not in time to get it here, but it'll be in the new flyers going out. Instead of Steve Smith appearing as a guest speaker, it'll be Miss Heidi Keener, and I believe Dr. Chris Heeb will be there as well. And just a mention here real quick to you all, please go on and pre-register for events. Heidi and Tom and Rich and the team down there on the Eastern Seaboard had a meeting in Raleigh, North Carolina just this past weekend. And they said it was a phenomenal meeting, but one thing they were confronted with was a lot of people showing up on Saturday that had not registered and wanted to pay with cash. Well, first off, we're not prepared to take cash at a meeting. Please go online and pre-register. But even more importantly than that, we don't know how to set up the room. We need to know how many people are going to be attending. I really need you all as agents in the field. Please go to the events in your agent back office that you're planning on attending and make sure that you pre-register for those events in that back office. Now, tomorrow on Blog Talk Radio, which will be the Tuesday session, they will actually be talking, they will have individuals on that were at the Raleigh, North Carolina meeting, and they will be doing a review of the Raleigh, North Carolina meeting, what they got out of it, what the agenda was, why it's so important to get to these live meetings. All right, so live events, Thursday, September 19th, Conway, Arkansas. Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st is Houston, Texas. Saturday, September 21st is Little Rock, Arkansas. Thursday and Friday, September 26th and 27th are Orlando, Florida. Saturday, September 28th is Hudson, Florida. Friday, September 27th is Westboro, Massachusetts. Saturday, September 28th is Worcester, Massachusetts. They're actually the same event. They're just at two different locations. Tuesday, October 1st is Columbia, South Carolina. Friday and Saturday, October 4th and 5th is Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Friday and Saturday, October 11th and 12th are Dallas, Texas. And Friday and Saturday, October 11th and 12th also will be in Atlanta, Georgia, the same dates. Friday and Saturday, October 18th and 19th will be St. Louis, Missouri. Saturday, October 19th will be Columbia, South Carolina. Tuesday, October 29th will be Columbia, South Carolina. Friday and Saturday, November 8th and 9th will be Albany, Georgia. And Friday and Saturday, November 15th and 16th will be San Antonio, Texas. You can see your back office for any information regarding these, for your sign-up and your registrations. All of this is located in your agent back office. Do go to your agent back office, look under live events, and please pre-register for the events. That way we know how to set, and we're not having to take cash at the door. All righty. Worth National Kickoff Event. I hope you all are really excited for this event that is coming. There'll be presentations, training, announcements, recognition, team building, social gathering. We'll have fun. I guarantee this, every time we've ever had a kickoff event, I hear from everyone that attended what a good time they had. Not just that they got good information, good training, were able to meet people that maybe they wouldn't meet at another time or another place. The owners are both going to be there. The executive team will be there. A lot of your leaders in the field will be there. But let me tell you what, it is very, very important for this event that you do pre-register for the event. This is going to be a big deal. Rooms are going to go. We have, if you notice, we have a room block, and we have discounted rooms in that room block. But that room block is filling up fast. Please make sure that you make the phone call, or, as you know, you can go to, in this national event for the kickoff, you can purchase your tickets through the back office. Special pricing of $145 per night, double occupancy. Parking is free if you reserve your room under the block. 10% discount on all dining. You can also call 1-800-627-8258 to reserve your room and ask for the Worth Unlimited room block. But I can show you, we've added this, that the limited room block Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will end on October 3rd. So you don't have to call for the room block, but if you just want to make sure you're getting the room block, make the phone call. But if you go to your agent portal, go to live events, scroll down, you'll see kickoff event, Worth founders and leaders as your presenters and key leaders. Click on the register button. It'll take you over to this page. Here's where you can buy your tickets for the event. So it's a two-step process. You need to buy your tickets for the event. And then if you notice down here at the very bottom, I've put click here, and you can actually click on that section of the Eventbrite site where you go to buy your tickets, and it will pull up the room block, and you can go in and buy your tickets online. But once again, they're almost gone. We're not even there, and the tickets are almost gone. So please get online, make a phone call, whichever is the easiest way for you to do this, and get yourself signed up and get yourself in gear for this kickoff event. This is definitely something you do not want to miss. You do not want to miss. Blog Talk Radio is decreasing some of their hours. Heidi and Tom and everybody that's participated in Blog Talk, we truly thank for you taking the time to do the calls. We were having them, I think, 5 days a week. Blog Talk Radio is going to be reduced to Tuesdays at 12 noon and Thursdays at 12 noon, and it's Everything Worth Unlimited, opportunities, success stories, what's working. This Tuesday night, just a reminder, or this Tuesday at 12 noon, please call into that call, and they are going to do a review of what went on in Raleigh, North Carolina. They're going to have individuals that were at the meeting in Raleigh, North Carolina. We would have gone in that tonight, but we have too much information we need to go over to this evening. So two big things there. Blog Talk Radio has decreased its days. It'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 noon EST. And tomorrow's will be about Raleigh, North Carolina. Next thing is please go in and re-register, pre-register for your tickets for the kickoff event as well as your hotel rooms. And please, if you're going to any of the live events that are mentioned in your back office, make sure that you pre-register for those so we know how to set up the room for those events as well. You know, Blog Talk Radio has been a big help to us. A lot of the trainings that we have had have been a big help to everyone. We just want you to know how committed we are to you making good money, delivering a good product, and having all of the tools that you need. With that having been said, I'm going to turn some time over to Mr. John Lashenko. You all are getting more and more familiar with John on the phone, and just know John is always prepared. Just his greatest forte is not doing presentations, but he knows this software like no one else. He is intimately involved in the design aspects with our IT department. So if you would please allow me to introduce one of the owners, Mr. John Lashenko, and he's going to take you through some of the new updates.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the interruption, but, you know, we've just got some releases that we've got to roll through. And so, you know, with that, we kind of interrupted the flow of what we had ready and presented to go over. But I'm going to go ahead and go through this with us real quick. First off, what I want to kind of go through with you is split sales. So split sales, they're coming. Split sales will be a 50-50 split on your first two sales with a certified field trainer. We advise you split sales be within your own hierarchy, team and hierarchy. However, we are going to allow you to cross over tree lines. So move into a different hierarchy and use somebody who's a field trainer in somebody else's hierarchy if you want to. But we do recommend it stay within your hierarchy. Agents cannot sell to themselves. So these rollouts are a preliminary rollout to what's actually coming down the road. And we have to get this out. That's why we had to interrupt today's training. But certified trainer to split with an agent. So must be a certified trainer to split sales with an agent. So, and what's really cool about this is you as an agent or a director, a supervisor coming onto the company, you do two split sales and do one on your own is going to qualify you to be a field trainer. We're going to roll this out. Our goal date is September 23rd. Again, that's the goal date. Hopefully we're going to hit that. Hopefully, if we could be a little bit early, you know, we might send an email out and rush out, hey, we've just pushed this out live, and then train on it again Monday. But most likely we're going to try and just roll it out on Monday. Hopefully it doesn't go over Monday, September 23rd, but that's our goal is to push it out on the 23rd. So with what we're going to go over, you'll see that that's in the works coming along. We've reconfigured a lot of things, and so that's why I've got to go over these things with you. Qualify as a certified field trainer. This is really important. I want to just bring you up to speed on this and what this means. So two split sales, as we talked about, and one sale you close on your own, a total of 3 sales, makes you a field trainer. However, directors, before the cutoff date, 23rd, which is the goal date to push this out, if you have 3 sales that you're the closer on, you are going to be basically grandfathered in as a field trainer, and you will show up in that list of people that can be selected as to do split sales with. Now, if you are a managing director before the cutoff date and you have one sale that you're the closer on, so you've just got to close either your sale, a sale for yourself, or somebody else's sale, be the closer on that sale, know how to present and close the product as a managing director or above, then you only have to have one sale that you've been the closer on, and we figure that you probably should know what you're doing and be able to do this. Even if you've only done one, you've done enough referrals, you understand the back office, you should be familiar enough with it. As a director, if you've done 3 sales that you're the closer on, either they're all yours, your teams, you've been the closer on them, whatever it is, you're going to show up as a field trainer. So that's a reason for you to bypass doing split sales. Other than that, everybody else is going to have to do the 2 split sales with a field trainer to get educated, to get trained on it, to understand how it's going. So with that, let me jump into the back office. Hopefully that makes sense. If there's any questions, you know, with the directors and doing 3 sales that you're the closer on, or the managing directors and 1 sale that you're the closer on, you've got basically a week to get it in to make it happen. Where you do it on your own before the cutoff. There's a lot of videos and educational information on the back office, even in the emails that went out on how to do those things. But if you need some help, you can get with your upline right now. You can use a closer. But if you want to be set up as a field trainer, you've got to do the sales on your own. So you've got to be listed on the sale as the closer. So with that, let's jump out of this and go live. So here we are going live into the back office. Okay, so let us go. Okay, so I've added a few prospects in here that I just need to review with you. So here is a look at, let me just even refresh this real quick. So I'm going to try and go through this as slow as I can. Everything is new on the shopping cart experience. So, and that's why we had to review this on tonight's call, was to give you some education, give you some training on this. Now the analysis, you can see the buttons are a little bit different. Your history's right here that we're selected on now. We can select on analysis. What we've done is we've added actually even an update to the analysis. Okay, I'm getting some feedback that we need to increase the screen size. So I'm going to go up here a little bit. I don't want to go too big. I won't have to scroll too much, but let's see if we can get rolling with this. So this is about 125% or so. So anyways, on the analysis, we can click on new analysis. So we can, what's really cool is I've got 2 scenarios in here now. I've got second mortgage scenario, and I've just created something that, and so in our view is really nice. We've got remote link we can jump into, live presentation, edit, summary, and report. So bam, we can go right to where we want. We're going to go to edit first off. So this is basically like new. You can hit don't show this again, but I wanted this to be on for us. We can also watch this training video on how to run through an analysis. The analysis for the most part is the same. The shopping cart information has changed. Obviously that wouldn't be live in that video, but we're just going to jump in to get started. I put in a dad second mortgage. So we want to include that in the analysis. We don't want to include that in the analysis. Bam. And then go to the report. Very easy there. We can go to checkout. I'm going to go to checkout in a minute though. I wanted to go through the scenarios real quick. So I can clone the second mortgage, or I can clone the master. So before we only could clone the master. Now I can clone either one of my scenarios. So here I've got, my second mortgage, and I'm just a little bit big. I'm going to scroll out just a little bit. Okay, so now I can, so this is the analysis that I've accepted, but I could accept this one as well. And then I can clone this one and make a little change to this one. So if I wanted to, let me just kind of go into the summary real quick. So I launch right to the summary, but maybe I wanted to go into my expenses, and I've got 500 in discretionary income. If I wanted to cut some of my discretionary income for this scenario to show a prospective agent the cause and effect of those things, say I wanted to drop this to 250, and then I wanted to save this, update, it just makes it really nice. So now this is my second mortgage scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out, and I'm going to resave this so that I can kind of understand what it is that I'm trying to present to my client. So I come in here to second mortgage, and I say second, I'm just going to call it short, and I'm going to say 250 discretionary. So not a huge long name, but then I hit rename. And so now I've got this one, and now let me, it doesn't show up. So now let me go ahead and clone, but I got to refresh for the name to show up right. So I refresh that. Go into my JSON Chad. So here's my my new scenario. So now I've renamed that new scenario, and here it shows up. So I want to clone this second 250 discretionary. So I come into that, and I'm going to clone this. I'm going to call this second, 500 discretionary, new scenario. So now I've cloned the scenario that I want. Now I come into my expenses, and I'm just going to change this to 500, update expenses, and now I've got my report that I can view, and so I'm at 11 years there, and I go to 250 discretionary, and we can, that's just there for you when you're getting started. If I was not going to use this as a demo and a show and training account, then I would just click get rid of that forever. But I don't want to do that. So anyways, I come into my report, and now I can see 12.3 versus the 13.2, and I can just toggle through that and show my client those things right there. So 11, and then I come back to master, and now I'm gonna go ahead and, no, I don't want to do that. So now I can, on the master, I can see that I don't have the second mortgage, and I can go between the 250 and the 500 discretionary. So very, very simplified copying, and then I can clone the master. I can also create a blank scenario, start over, and just re-enter from fresh. Probably won't get used very much, but I can clone the master. Now I can even clone the 250 or the 500. So just making it a little bit easier for you to grab and accept. Now let's look at the cart. Let's say that we wanted to go with, and now I know which ones they are because I've named them all. So I've got 250 or 500. Let's say that we go with this one right here. But actually I want to go to cart. And now this is the newest stuff. So this is where it gets interesting and where we've changed things up quite a bit. Hopefully you guys like it a lot, and hopefully from all our test side, I've gone through with support, and quite a few other people that have gone through this, and I've gotten nothing but they love it. So hopefully you love it as well. Whenever there's something new, it's always, oh, what did they do? Where'd this go? But if you can kind of just walk through this and just kind of picture this in a little bit different light. So instead of just going through the analysis and everything and then just clicking proceed to cart, you can still do that, but what we want to do is we want to configure the experience that the client's going to get. So right now we've got platinum up to 3 mortgages is $37.80, and then what we want to do is click configure. So when we click configure, all of these things are selected. So we've got platinum, platinum plus, and the 30-day trial. So if we sent the cart to the client like that, so if we let's just go ahead and go back to the analysis and go to cart. Let's see, hit undo. If I was to send a client to the cart right now, all of these things are enabled. So that means the client's got, well, right now they just loaded on 30-day trial. Let me go ahead and close that out again. Let me do this. That's the one we were selected on. So let me configure this cart, and let me take off the 30-day trial, and take off Platinum Plus. Or I could leave Platinum Plus on and then hit Save. And so now let me go to checkout, and see, I can just go right to checkout, and I can send a checkout link to the client. So for legal reasons, basically the client needs to sign the shopping cart. So if they're not right in front of your computer, you want to send them the link, and they'll get a link, and it's basically going to look just like when we proceed directly to cart. So they're going to see just like this. So now they have a drop down here of Platinum and Platinum Plus. And so they can choose and select which one they want, 4280, or go back to the 3780. So they can see that. It is also better if I load their address information in here for them so that they don't have to go through and do that, because it's only going to save as they check out. If we decide to change things up, or they decide they needed to finance it or whatever, right now they don't have that finance ability in there. So if they wanted financing, I would have to reconfigure that cart. So I would have to come back into Configure Cart and Enable Financing. Okay, and so then I hit Save, and now the financing option is going to show up. And I've also left down there Platinum and Platinum Plus, and it's only the full price. Now, if I wanted to enable 30-day trial, even though it's grayed out, I can enable that. But all I have to do is unselect it and then hit Save. So, and that's how we can, now the shopping cart is set up the way I want it. So if I wanted to come back into the report or the summary, I can just launch that, and then I can go into live presentation. Now I know there's a lot of different ways to get through this, so you don't have to stick with one. You can go back the same way as well, and I'm going to go through that in another scenario as well in just a minute. So getting started, get an instant quote, we got to lock it in, confirm analysis, and your price is $37.80, and then click proceed to cart. Now, a lot of people would be like, hey, what happened to the discount? Where's my discount? We'll go into that in just 1 second. But now financing is enabled, and all I have to do is select it. So paid in full recommended, and then I just grab my financing. I come over here, I can put, the minimum down payment is $495, but I can put $1,000 down, and then it just reconfigures everything. I can select and change my term, go to 1 year, and now my reoccurring amount is $256. Anyways, that's how that part works. So let's go ahead and return to summary here. I can go to checkout right from the summary, proceed directly to the cart, paid in full recommended. My finance is still enabled. Let's go ahead and remove the finance and add a discount. So I come back into my shopping cart, and we're going to configure the cart. So again, let me do that one more time. Let me save that. Back saying I need to slow down a little bit. So we're going to do that a little bit slower. So here, let's select Jason Chad. So we're coming into our analysis. We can view the analysis, but if we want to configure the cart, there it is. So we've got history. This is where your notes are. We've got our analysis, and this is where we can go through and select on the analysis. Also, what's really nice is we've got our total debt load, our monthly income, our discretionary income, our years to pay off, all that kind of stuff is right there, right in front of us. And then we've also got, the names right to the side of where we're at. But if we come into the cart and we hit configure, there's add a discount. Retail 10% discount. I don't have the agent icon off here to the side, so that's all that's going to show up because this is not an agent for us. So this is the discount we have available. I hit set discount, and bam, now the discount is enabled, and it expires Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So now I can go to either checkout, and right now we're defaulted to the Platinum, or I can default it to Platinum Plus. If I've talked to the client and they say, you know what, I'd rather just do Platinum Plus because I'm planning on doing multiple property, no problem. Let's just select it and show them what they want to show, or give them what they want to see. So now it makes it easy for the client. But let's go ahead and save it this way and go into the cart, and then we'll take it away. So we're going to go ahead and save this as Platinum. And now we're going to go ahead and check out. Now we can do it, either go back through the analysis with them if I made certain changes to the analysis, and then we can go right into, I can go right to the report, live presentation, or the remote session. So remote session is basically where I send them a link and they're following along in the slide presentation. But right now, let's just go ahead and go to report. And then from here, we can go right to checkout. And we made that change we added the discount. So our discount now shows up. Paid in full is recommended, so we've still got financing in there. And if we didn't want the financing, and we've also got the option to upgrade. Okay, so if we wanted to get rid of both of those options so that they won't show up for the client, then what we need to do is close out. And go into the cart and configure it again. So if you just start to understand the configuration of the cart, so we're going to disenable the financing. So we've got removed the financing there, and we're only going to show the Platinum Plus. So we don't want them to, they've already said they want to go Platinum Plus. We don't want to have them go backwards, or we don't want them to get confused or lost or have too many options in the shopping cart. So now that that's done, we don't have to go back to the analysis. We can go directly to checkout. I click checkout. I can say proceed directly to checkout, or send checkout link to client. So I'm going to go ahead and go proceed directly to checkout because, well, and actually I could even pull it in for us. We'll do that as well, but we're going to go ahead and directly proceed. Now there's no drop downs. So I have no drop down for finance, and I have no other option. This is Platinum Plus and 10 plus mortgages. And I've got my discount of $428 that expires in 47 hours. All they've got to do is fill out the shopping cart. Now, it would be best for me if I was to edit those data fields for them so that they don't have that to worry about. All they have to do is type in their name as it appears right here in yellow. Checkbox turns green, and I can hit directly to PayPal, or if I want to select Visa, MasterCard. Now, here's the thing with PayPal. You must not log into PayPal from your computer. You see this IP address? That is basically an address for your location. PayPal knows who's logged in to their system from which IP address. And if you log in from the wrong IP address, it'll flag it as fraud and you won't be able to proceed. So we recommend you do not do that. It'll lock up the account and you'll be dead in the water. So with that, let's go ahead and exit out of this. And let's go ahead and reconfigure the cart for Platinum. Now I can leave both of them in there and send the client with just that option, but I'm going to go ahead and take away Platinum Plus. And then if I save that, now I know what's going to the client. I can hit go ahead and check out, proceed directly to checkout, and bam, here I am. And now it's at $34.02. They got a $378 discount, and all we got to do is check out. So select your payment method type, PayPal or Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. Select your payment type, credit card or bank draft, fill it out, and you're really good to go. So now again, if I wanted to enter in this information, most people just want to get through that first part to create a client, and that nothing's changed there. So if I know I'm ready to send a cart, I'll want to come in here and edit and just fill in the address. So 1234. and then save. Now when I do that, anytime I make changes to the cart, it's really simplified for the client. All they've got to do is go through and check out. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into my selected scenario, and let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and accept the 250. And now I'm going to come back into the cart, and I can configure the cart. Now I've already got the discount in there, and so I can enable financing if I wanted to as well, and click Save. And so now we can go ahead and check out. As I go to check out, now obviously again, if the client's not right in front of me, then I can just go ahead and send the checkout link to the client. Now, if they are in front of me and I'm using my computer, you still do not want to use PayPal on your computer. So you've got to get them to use their computer if they're going to check out through PayPal, and so you'd want to send them the remote link anyways. So we're going to just go ahead and proceed to cart, and now I've got paid in full and financed right there available. And so if I select on the financing, I can configure the financing as well. So I can go ahead and I've got some background noise. I don't know what's going on. So, okay, so I think I got rid of that. But anyway, so here on the $495 down, I can change that to whatever I want, $1,500 down, and then come over and do 1 month or 1 year, and then it goes through and changes my reoccurring amount and down payment and everything. So, and there's financing done. So I can get a different amount financed. And then the amount financed is right there, and then your truth in lending auto-populates from there going forward. So, and then all you got to do is go through and sign on the dotted line. So we're going to go ahead and that's obviously hopefully pretty easy right there. That makes it really easy. All you got to do is sign their name and then hit sign and submit, and I think you guys have gone through the rest. So let's go through another scenario real quick. So we're going to go ahead and close this one out, and we're going to go this a little bit different way. So right now we've got an analysis, a new scenario, and we're going to go ahead and view this analysis. We're going to go into the edit. And so what we have done, so now I'm going to go ahead and don't show this again. So we've got auto and Visa. We've got our income, expenses, bank accounts. We go into our expenses. We've got $350 in discretionary income. And now the program price is defaulted to platinum. So this is what the analysis is going to run through on. And you can change that. Somebody had to work through that with them the other day. So when we look here, we can see that this starts out at $36,780, starts out at $32,985. So we can tell the price is loaded in there. And so if we come over here and we want to get a price, so we can do it the same way as we used to do it. You can come into the live presentation. And at the end of the presentation, so I'm not going to go through the slides, that's not what this training is on. This is on checking out the new shopping cart and everything. So I can just skip right to the end. So I can go ahead and get an instant quote here. Now, this is on a new client, so we've switched over. Hopefully you followed along with me. I didn't go too fast for you there. But what I want to do is I want to hit checkout. I get confirm results and lock in price now. I also, I'm going to say not now for right now, I can also get it right from the cart. So I got to select a scenario though. So I got to accept this scenario. So accept scenario. And now when I come over to my checkout, I want to configure my pricing. So what do I want to show up? Calculated Platinum, Platinum Plus, 30-day trial. What do I want to show up in here? And that's what I've got to decide. And now, right now, we're also enabled on Gold. So right now, this is what's showing up as default. I'm going to go ahead and I am just going to run back into my analysis. So I'm not going to save this. I'm going to come into my summary. I'm going to go to checkout. Send checkout link, proceed directly to. Now, if the shopping cart gets stuck on you, it may have been something with the server or something. So we're just going to go ahead and refresh this and do it again. So Wilbur Gold, shopping cart, and I'm going to go ahead and configure. And that launches me right into the shopping cart. So that is how we go through and get to the cart, get into the analysis, how we can copy new analysis. So I'm going to switch over to Chad, Jason Chad, and I've got my different scenarios. And I've selected my 250 discretionary income, and I can go into summary or report from here and go ahead and edit even directly from in there. So there's a lot of different ways that I can kind of go into the analysis, and I can go right to checkout from the analysis or the shopping cart here, proceed directly to checkout, and I've got my discount loaded in and everything. So let's go ahead and do one new client and add a new client from start. So okay, so here we just added a new prospect. Did I add a new prospect? Let's see here. Okay, let me see here. I think I lost something. Okay, so hopefully our shopping cart is a little bit, you know, you can understand how to get into the shopping cart, how to go through and send the shopping cart. There's a few different ways that you can do that, and hopefully that answers most of your questions. Also with the analysis, the scenario, you can go through and create a new scenario, multiple scenarios, copy and clone those scenarios, and then go into your shopping cart and configure. And hopefully that all makes sense and is hopefully you guys can understand how to activate your shopping cart and kind of go from there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn some time back over to Mac. Mac?
Hey, everybody. I know that was absolutely like drinking from a fire hose, wasn't it? And you all have a lot of questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have John pull up the question section. And can you go ahead and pop up the question section for me, John? And then I'm going to have Skylar, John, and myself in here. And we're going to scroll through some questions and answer some questions for you and see if we can't shed some clarity. One thing that I do want to tell you about the back office, I went through it this afternoon. What I suggest that all of you do is log into your back office. Just walk through a scenario, create a mock scenario, walk through it, and make sure that you understand how everything comes together. John was trying to deliver a lot of information tonight. Luckily, this is recorded, so you can go back and review this information. One of the things that I did want to make sure, a lot of questions came in about PayPal. And what I want to tell you about PayPal, this is just something, it's with PayPal as a whole, it's not a glitch for us. When you make a purchase through PayPal, when you set up your account and things of that nature, what is occurring is PayPal is capturing your IP address when you set up that account. If you are doing a presentation for someone and they need to set up PayPal, they need to set that up on their own computer. They need to make the purchase from their own computer. Now, I saw a lot of questions regarding to remote details. You know, what if I'm at a coffee shop? What if I'm at a personal live event? Can I, in that case, use PayPal on my computer to set up? And the answer is still no. The answer is still no. To set up their account on your computer, it would register your IP address. Now, they could have a tablet with them or have their laptop with them, and they could set up their PayPal account there. Their smartphone may even allow them to set up their PayPal account from the smartphone. You cannot set up a PayPal account to sell the program to somebody else from your computer, your laptop, or your smartphone. Let's go on to the next question here. Let's see. All right, let's see what we have in the way of questions. Can you scroll down there? With credit cards, the thing about a credit card is a credit card itself is directly connected to you. Just in context, it doesn't register an IP address when a credit card is used from another location. That would be just like if, I don't know, you gave your kid your credit card to make a purchase, and they put in your credit card number and the CVC code and all of that. It would not recognize an individual computer for a credit card sale. All right, let me see what else we have. No, I just answered that question. Let's go on to the next one. If you're doing a live presentation, there's another PayPal question. Go on. Oh. That's a good thing. So if they're on a Zoom or on a GoToMeeting, you can turn the presenter mode over to. Yeah, if you're on a Zoom or a GoToMeeting with your client, you can turn the controls over to the client. So that'll help with that area. Is the website for sharing the program, having corporate complete the sale, and the referring agent still gets paid, going to be changed or eliminated?
So so when you're completing your sale, a lot of these changes that we've just gone over are in preparation for the new split sales setup. That won't be released until Monday. Hopefully that's what we're shooting for. Development's always a little bit fickle, and you've got to, run through a lot of different things to get something pushed up and live and go. But this new system is set up and ready for, or getting ready for, in preparation for the new split sale. And we will train on how to run through a split sale, how to enter that in, and run that through. But basically, you'll be using your assign button as you were before. But this new system or this new shopping cart experience is a part of those other releases that are coming, hopefully for Monday.
Next question. The next question is, will it show the gold package if someone does not have a mortgage?
It will. So in the shopping cart, you will be able to configure. It will not show the gold package if there is a mortgage. If there is no mortgage, then the gold package should go ahead and show up for you. But if you've got a mortgage, you're not going to be able to see the gold pricing if you've got a mortgage in there. So if you only have, say, a credit card and an auto loan, then the gold package should show up for you. But if you've got a mortgage in there, that won't be an option for you to select, because no sense in selling them the program that won't load and would not work for them anyways. But you will be able to upgrade from gold to platinum or platinum plus, depending on what the client would like and how you want to configure that cart and send it to them.
Will the client be able to see the results before we go through pricing, before we go through everything?
So the client will see what you want them to see. So they will not be able to see it until you send it to them or show it to them. But if they were looking at your screen, then yeah, they would be able to see your screen, and as you configure it, they would be able to see that. If you were on a GoToMeeting or you were on a Zoom meeting, you could pause your screen, configure the cart, and then send the cart to them either through their email, or you could do it live through Zoom or GoToMeeting. And if you're on their screen, if you turn the controls over to them where you're watching their screen and their computer, you can tell them to hit PayPal, log into PayPal. The thing that you do not want to do is if they have created a PayPal account from their IP address, PayPal knows who they are, and you sign up on your computer through PayPal, PayPal's going to see, hey, this client is in California and you're in Florida. That means you just logged in to their account from Florida from an unknown IP address. Flags everything, creates it as fraud, and now you cannot use PayPal. You cannot log in as them. PayPal for us is like Visa or MasterCard. We just accept Visa or MasterCard. So we accept PayPal. PayPal credit is approved or declined based on the client, and if the client looks like their account got hacked because somebody logged in Florida and they're in California, well, PayPal knows that. So, and they're going to flag that account, and they're not going to work with us. That would be like us trying to call Visa or MasterCard. We just accept Visa and MasterCard. We accept PayPal. And so you don't want to log in from your IP address. If you're on a Zoom meeting, that's easy to overcome. All you do is you turn the controls over to them on their side, and they log in from them. If you're at a Starbucks or something and they have never created an account with PayPal, then they could technically create one from your IP address. They might have a problem down the road, so I don't recommend that. They should probably create that on their account, on their device. But so there's hopefully that makes sense. And anyways, your IP address is tracked. We're tracking it. PayPal tracks it. If you log in from a different IP address than PayPal is used to, you will flag the account and it'll lock it out. You won't be able to get back in. So let's see if there's any other questions, Mac.
There was one here.
Okay. Go ahead, Mac.
All right, this question came in from Rick Haney. Can John explain the reasoning of sending the client a link versus proceed to checkout? What if you're in a meeting with someone? Yeah. Can John explain the reasoning of sending the client a link versus proceed to checkout?
Okay, so sending the client a link versus proceed to checkout, that's a great question. The proceed to checkout is if they're right in front of you, because you don't want to sign their name for them. You want them to sign their name from their IP address and from their computer, so that they basically bought it and not you. So that's the reason for it. The proceed to checkout is if they're right in front of you on your computer and they're just using their Visa or their MasterCard. PayPal gets a little bit funny though, because you're creating a new account, you're applying for credit right then and there. But proceed to checkout from your cart versus just from them is really going to come down to whether or not you're in front of the client. So if I was at a Starbucks with the client, we just ran through their numbers, and I've got my laptop and they're going to put it on their Visa, bam, that's when you would just use proceed to cart. If you're doing this over the phone, on a webinar, on a GoToMeeting, you can use proceed to cart if you're using them as the presenter. So if they're the presenter, we can have them click on, or if we have mouse controls, we could click on proceed to cart, and then we don't have to send them an email and send them a link and have them go that route. And then you could just use proceed to cart there. So proceed to cart is basically for a live presentation. It is for, we're right in front of them either on a webinar, GoToMeeting, so we're using another instrument to help us get through this, or if we're not right in front of them, so meaning we're not on a GoToMeeting, we're not sharing their screen, I'm not logged into their computer viewing them, viewing what they're doing, and I'm not showing, the analysis from their computer or showing my screen and we're using their computer or something, then you would want to just send them the link. And then they would just log into their email, click the link, and bam, it shoots them up to the shopping cart, and then they can sign for it. What we don't want to do is sign for the client. So, so let me even kind of go through, and so let's see if do we have any other questions? Hopefully that makes sense, but basically the proceed to cart or live presentation is for when you are right in front of the client and are ready to just check out right in front of them. Either you're using their screen or they're viewing your screen, and then they can sign the shopping cart. Hopefully it's if you're doing a GoToMeeting, you've made them the presenter, and so you're just kind of walking them through the analysis right on their screen, and you can just use proceed to checkout or proceed to cart. Actually, if you're on a GoToMeeting though, you would have to be logged into your back office showing your screen, so that might not work. You would have to just send them the link and then have them sign out. But once you configure the shopping cart and everything's already the way you want it, when you send them the link to the shopping cart, you can just hit proceed to cart, view the cart, make sure it's exactly the way you want it, and then once it's the way you want it, you just send them the link, and then they just check out. They've just got, if you've already filled in their address, there's really not much for them to do other than fill out their credit card information, and they're good to go. So the proceed to cart is really for you to view it, and or if they're in front of you or they're on presenter view, and you're logged into your back office and kind of going through it that way. So hopefully that makes sense. We will be doing ongoing training on this and reviewing and that kind of stuff. And also we will be going into compliance hopefully next week. But we'll be rolling out a few more things as well over the next week or so. So anyways, hopefully that all made sense. And, as you run into things, give us a call at support. get with your upline, and hopefully they can have the answers for you. But you know, when we're rolling out new stuff, it's just kind of, you know, how we get it out to you as fast as we can is through these training updates and webinars. So thank you for the gift of your time, and we look forward to working with you and excited about the future and what's going on. Thank you so much for joining us on the call. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to Mac.
All right, everybody. My email is mac@worthunlimited.com, mac@worthunlimited.com. If you did not get your questions answered tonight, please feel free to send me an email with your questions. I'll jump into those tomorrow and try to answer as many as I possibly can. Whenever we're rolling out brand new material, thank you all for your patience and your understanding in going through that material. We are very excited about what's coming. There's a lot of changes that we've made. There's a lot of changes being made working up to the kickoff event in October. So we just want to thank you for being patient with us and patient with your time. And again, my email is mac@worthunlimited.com. If you have any questions about the shopping cart, the new agent back office, please feel free to send those to me. I hope all of you have a very wonderful evening, and let's get out there and do it big. Let's get out there and do it right, but at the very least, let's get out there and do something right now. This is Max Saunders saying bye-bye for now.